The Villain's Barista by Cherame. Chapter 7. Summary. Nothing really happened, but Stain meets Izuku, and Dabi brings back some friends. The first time Izuku hears about the hero killer is from the news report. The USJ incident was kept under wraps by UA, so all the channels kept reporting about the murders instead. Izuku thought the guy was just like Reaper, a normal serial killer. But after a while, Izuku noticed that the guy starts getting really popular. Izuku is surprised. He does a little bit of research and finds that Stain has a very interesting ideology. Purge fake heroes and change current society, huh? Izuku isn't fond of killing, but if it isn't innocent people, then that's probably fine. He literally has Reaper around. The first time Izuku meets Stain face to face is around midnight in his empty cafe. He's supposed to be asleep, but he drank too much coffee, so he's killing time by reading through the hero forum while laying on the couch. He hears the door open, so he looks up from his phone. He isn't surprised when he sees Reaper, but the one that follows behind him makes Izuku's eyes widen. If his signature red scarf doesn't give it away, then the blood-covered katana definitely does the trick. Stain.
2 black coffees and a bandage if you have them,
Reaper says from the door.
Okay?
Izuku gets up and begins searching for the first aid kit. He finds it and places the box on the counter. He's washing his hands to start on the coffees when he notices Stain watching him.
Why is there a kid here?
Stain asks Reaper, who starts bandaging his arm. Reaper just shrugs and continues what he's doing. Stain scowls, but doesn't ask anything more. Izuku finishes making the coffees and finds an old rag for them to clean their weapons off. He puts the items on the counter and backs off to watch the two in interest. Aren't they both solo villains? Izuku doesn't think they've ever worked with others before. The two men finish cleaning up before grabbing their coffees and departing, leaving Izuku alone in the cafe. That's the first time that someone's come in and didn't cause any trouble. Sorry, Todorokis, for him. Just the feeling of having existed in the same room as the notorious hero killer makes Izuku sweat. Stain had a malevolent aura around him, making Izuku fear making the guy angry. The duo starts coming for a coffee almost every night, and Izuku sees the news on his phone about each dead hero that pops up every night, right before the two come into the cafe. Yes, the blood on the floor that Izuku has to clean up is the hero's blood. If the two continue like this, hero society is gonna crumble because they're too low on heroes. Do you know that you're quite famous on the internet, Stain-san? Stain looks at him weirdly, because yes, this is the first time Izuku has spoken to him.
Really? I don't have time to check that.
Can I say something? Izuku asked nervously, fiddling with the straw of his drink.
Go on.
You're influential in some ways. Like they kind of admire you for taking down fake heroes. You can use that to your advantage. You can change society that way. 'Cause people will listen to you. Izuku glances at the man, and he seems interested in what Izuku is trying to say. But, you and Reaper have just been killing random heroes recently. People will probably see that you're just another murderer on the street, and your supporters might not like that. My point is that you can use the way they idolize you to prove your point by killing only the total fake ones.
You're criticizing who I kill?
That's definitely a statement, not a question. Izuku gulps and nods meekly. Stain doesn't say anything for a moment. The tension cuts through Izuku's poor heart. He goes to open his mouth to apologize for meddling when he hears Stain laugh. The man chuckles to himself, and Izuku, standing there, doesn't know how to respond.
What an interesting kid you are.
Stain muses. Izuku blushes in embarrassment, and goes back to his analysis work. They don't talk anymore afterwards, but Stain reads over his shoulder the weaknesses of the hero Izuku is currently analyzing. After a while, Stain and Reaper leave like they always do. Izuku feels like he should get an achievement for talking to the man. Apparently, after talking to each other a few more times after that, more like debating on which heroes are fake, Izuku manages to become Stain's favorite person. At least, that's according to Reaper, who says that the guy won't shut up about Izuku's opinion on society. Should he be grateful? Because he was up late talking to the hero killer yesterday, Izuku wakes up late. The sunlight passes through the curtains and shines directly on his face. He groans and turns to see the time on his phone. Fuck, it's almost noon. He quickly runs into the bathroom, then jumps down the stairs into the cafe. He finds Dabi. Yo, he's back! And two strangers trying to keep the villains from barging to the second floor to wake Izuku up. Oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. Izuku squeaks and quickly slips through the crowd to get to his place behind the counter. He spends almost an hour making large amounts of coffee after that. This definitely teaches him a lesson to set an alarm before he goes to bed. When he finishes the last order, Izuku sighs and stretches his arms a bit. While cleaning up, he's distracted enough that he doesn't notice that one of the strangers that had been with Dabi was creeping up behind him, or the object they're holding glints slightly, about to strike him. But what he does notice is the sudden, panicked screaming of the girl's name. His instincts make him pick up the gun hidden under the counter. In a matter of seconds, he's holding the gun to the would-be attacker's blonde head, and a lizard-looking guy is clutching said girl's hand, which still has a knife. Dabi, who comes running out of the kitchen, pales at the sight of all the villains in the room standing and pointing their weapons, or summoning their quirks, ready to charge at the girl. Dabi clears his throat nervously.
Please put down your shit. She's with me.
He glances at Izuku. My name is Toga Himiko. She smiles widely, showing her sharp teeth. Izuku carefully puts down his gun and signals the other people to sit back down. They obey, but don't take their attention off of them. Toga, still grinning at him, finally puts away her knife. Izuku sees Dabi sigh, and quickly walks towards them.
Yo, kid. I met them at work. I was leaving, but then they followed me.
Dabi says, irritated. Oh, come on, Dabi, we missed you! The girl hops over to Dabi, but he just glares at her. More like you missed him and I got dragged here. The lizard guy mumbles. He then notices Izuku looking at them.
Sorry for intruding. You can call me Spinner.
Spinner scratches his cheek in embarrassment. Right. What was he supposed to do with them?
Toga's just like that, by the way. She didn't mean to attack you or anything.
Dabi says before going back to the kitchen. He must have missed cooking there. What's he doing in there? Oh, what's your name? You look like my crush, since you're both cute. And you're gonna look cuter, covered in blood. Isn't that disturbing? Toga bounces back to Izuku and shoots tons of questions at his face. He sees Spinner facepalm next to her. I'm Bunny, Izuku answers, ignoring the other questions as he turns around to make a coffee for a villain that just walked in. Why do you guys use aliases? That's so not cool, she pouts, leaning over the counter. Do you two want anything? Dabi might be making you guys lunch, so you can either go help him or just don't bother me.
Wow, that's kind of rude, Izuku.
I mean, not that I don't welcome you guys, but I got work to do.
Yeah, let's not annoy him, Toga.
I want a strawberry milkshake, they say in unison. That's a very interesting dynamic. I can do that. You go help him in the kitchen. I'll be right behind you. He watches Spinner drag a whining Toga away. Izuku can only sigh. Izuku puts a strawberry milkshake and 2 glasses of coffee-flavored beers for Dabi and Spinner on the tray. He walks into the kitchen, getting blasted by the wonderful smell of garlic fried rice. He sets down the drinks and watches the two try to help Dabi. Who would have thought that Dabi would come back with some friends, even if he is in denial? Izuku knows that he's a loner. He wouldn't let them in if he doesn't trust them, even though one of them tried to kill him to form a friendship. Dabi, there's Wagyu in the fridge. I think it'd go well with the fried rice, Izuku suggests, heading for the fridge. Meat! Toga shouts happily, trailing the beef with hungry eyes, when Izuku takes it out and brings it to the pan. How do you like it done? He asks, when putting salt and pepper on the meat. Rare, Bunny-kun. The color is so pretty, like blood. She grins at him brightly. He wonders how much energy Toga has. She's so energetic. And blood, huh? Is that something to do with your quirk? You also said something about blood earlier. You have canines, too. I guess you need blood to trigger your quirk. Or maybe it's just a side effect? Izuku guesses. The other three stare at him. Toga's eyes sparkle. Wow! That's very accurate, Spinner says in amazement. Really? Izuku giggles. When he can guess people's quirk before it's been shown to him, he feels proud of himself. When the meat is done, he slices the steak, then places them on top of the rice. They begin to eat, and Izuku has to sigh. The meal is good. Without Dabi, he only eats takeout with Shoto and the other villains sometimes. Toga and Spinner seem to like the food too. Wait, why are they crying?
Fuck, I missed quality food. Broccoli, did you know that I had to eat instant noodles every day while I was away?
Dabi grumbles while chewing on the beef.
You live like this? We literally live on the street.
Spinner complains and finishes the plate.
Can I have more?
Of course! Izuku replies in surprise. He then turns to Dabi. Where did you find these guys?
We got hired by the same person, and we kind of have the same interests. So we started talking, I guess. And now they won't stop bothering me if I ignore them.
Hey, I didn't bother you, Toga did.
You were literally standing right next to her.
Izuku watches them argue in amusement. He's glad that Dabi found someone else to hang out with. Oh, come on, Dabi. When the word stain comes out of my mouth, you start talking back to me. Toga smiles at the fire user.
I'm not.
Just admit that you're a fan, dude.
Whoa, hold on. Don't tell Izuku that they're all Stain followers. It's kind of funny, but he could see why they all liked the killer. Only if they knew that the guy they're discussing literally comes to the cafe for black coffee every day. Later, Izuku would join in the conversation and get to know them better. He may not realize it, but his new family is growing bigger every day. Your fans are really something, Akaguro-san, Izuku says when he reads the text that Spinner just sent, with an article about Stain's change in hero victims. With some convincing speeches from Izuku, Stain now only goes after heroes that have a bad reputation, not some random hero he finds in an alley, and declares them as fake.
You know I don't care about them, Stain says dismissively.
I know, but he kinda lives with me, and his friends are also gushing over you. Toga learned your knife skills, and Spinner's costume is just a cosplay of you. He then tells the killer all about the three fans Izuku knows and sees every day.
Do your friends know that you talk about them behind their back?
Stain asks in amusement, after Izuku finishes his story.
They don't even know you're here. Maybe you should have a fan meet or something.
Izuku muses.
Why should I do that?
I'm just kidding, but consider. We're back, Izuku!
Oh shit.
He thought they would be back tomorrow. Stain doesn't look interested in leaving.
Guess it's their lucky day then.
Even though they're all villains, Stain is very hard to catch. He never really associates with other people. They only see a glimpse of him, and then he's gone. Which is why the three of them freeze at the door when they see who Izuku is currently talking to. Izuku, who's wiping blood off Stain's katana, waves at them from the stool he's sitting on. Spinner is the one who breaks the silence. Is that Stain? His finger trembles slightly when he points at his idol. Toga looks like she's about to jump, or throw a knife at Stain, but she holds herself back. She couldn't look happier. Dabi just gapes at Izuku. Izuku smiles innocently at them. Welcome back, guys! Oh my god, can I scream? Stain! Ah! I think I'm gonna cry.
Am I dreaming right now? Can you stab me, Toga?
Izuku bursts out laughing, and Stain snickers quietly. You're your fan, Stain. Time to be a good idol. Izuku smirks at the killer. Stain sighs as the group tries to regain their composure and confidence. But once they do, they talk seriously about his ideology and how it inspires them. Stain's attention increases immediately. For the next hour, Izuku listens to them talking, and he thinks Stain definitely likes them.
When did you meet Stain? I almost had a heart attack seeing him with my own eyes.
I knew him before I knew Toga and Spinner.
You let me fanboy over him and then go tell the guy?
Why not?
Fuck you, Broccoli.
Stain seems full of pride, talking with the younger generation to change the current society. Good for him. Stain even agrees to spar with Toga, and the two boys go with them to watch. That leaves Izuku with Overcast and Umbra, who just came back from the south. But they then give Izuku a gift. "You got me a UA Sports Festival ticket?" Izuku can't help but jump in excitement. Overcast chuckles at him. "Yep. Don't ask how I got it, though. It's top secret, bunny." Overcast hands him the ticket and stands up to grab his iced Americano. "See ya later." He then leaves with Umbra to do some business. Not only does Izuku get to see so many quirks, he gets to cheer on Shoto too. Maybe he can surprise Shoto. They don't hang out much lately because Endeavor wants to train him to win the tournament. Fuck him. Izuku wants him gone from his friend's life. Hopefully he can find Endeavor and prank him. Should he bring someone with him? All of his friends are well-known and wanted criminals. Guess he's going alone then. Oh, no one has seen Tomura without the hands. Maybe Izuku can ask the guy. He needs to tell Stain that he can't go on patrol with him. Just then, the man walks in. Perfect timing. "I can't go with you tomorrow," Izuku says, while making him his usual coffee. "That's fine. You can go with me anytime, kid." Izuku would regret his decision not to go with Stain later. But hey, Shoto is important to him too. Notes. I just wanted them to meet Stain, lol. In canon, they don't get to meet him, right? Quick question if you guys want to answer. Which one do you prefer? Redemption or consequences? Next chapter. A little bit of Sport Fest, and then the League recruiting Stain. And Hosu. If I can fit them all, that is. LMAO.
Most people in the group did explanations in their intros, but I don't do an intro, so we're doing this in the outro instead. This chapter was in conjunction with the Podficers Baton group. Each chapter of this fic was done by a different person in the community. In the description below, there's a link to the playlist for the full fic, and a link to Pika, who I am passing the baton to. I'll pick up again for chapter 18. This fucker is over here with curly hair, a bunny motif. All he needs is glasses, and that's my entire brand. Come on. I have nothing against My Hero Academia. However, it was popular when I was in middle school. I can't think about My Hero Academia without thinking about my group of friends referred to me exclusively as Deku. There were people in that group who didn't know my real name because all of them called me Deku because I was a short kid with curly hair.